Hi there! Welcome to today's Trash Course, Pollution Edition. This video is sponsored by our good friends at Plastics. Today's topic, what is pollution and why should we care? Everything is plastic. That bag is plastic, that fake cat is plastic, that poop is plastic, even that old elderly couple from across the street that you haven't talked to in years is plastic. Obviously, that last part may not be true, but you can understand where I'm coming from. I could recycle all the information about taking care of the environment and retell it to you. In fact, that's exactly what I'll do. But that's besides the point. Plastic isn't good for you or the environment, and it doesn't take a genius to know that. Just look at what plastic does. Geez, it's like that annoying fly that can't go out through the open window. Check this out. This is a microbead, or what some people like to call it, a mini toxic bomb. It accumulates toxins like sponges. Microbeads end up in our waterways because they're contained in some of our toothpastes and exfoliating scrubs. They're too tiny to be captured in our wastewater treatment plants, and so they end up in our local waterways. Other plastics like bottles, bags, utensils, and takeout boxes end up in our waterways when people litter and then travel down our storm sewer system when it rains. This is known as stormwater runoff. Once in our waterway, plastic never biodegrades. It breaks up into tiny pieces known as microplastics, and fish can mistake it for food.
See, there are many contaminants that are hydrophobic organic compounds, meaning they'll attach not to water, but to other surfaces, these being plastics and microbeads that float in the water. These toxins then are carried throughout the food chain, reaching the apex predator. In this case, that's you. I know this is a grand title for some of us who struggle to get up in the morning, but now imagine traveling to the great restaurant close by you, then you will have to pay attention to what really is on your plate. Here, ever gone to a good seafood restaurant and look at those great looking dishes? Looks good, but oh, what's this? Oh boy, that's not good. Is that a microbead full of complex chemical compounds that will affect our bodily functions? What? Oh, it's bad for the body. See, that's more like it. Since these microplastics are moving up the food chain when fish consume plastic in our waterways, humans are likely ingesting plastics and the contaminants that come along with them too. Not only are the health problems arising from plastics inside our food, but even before it arrives in our homes, they are already contaminated. Certain kinds of plastics used in the packaging and handling of our foods and other edible items contain contaminants that can have some surprising effects in our bodies. Take these as an example. This, commonly used for food packaging, known to cause cancer, birth defects, skin diseases, etc. Or this, used in many plastics including reusable water bottles. Scientists report that very low doses of bisphenol A exposure leads to cancer and impaired immune function. These are a few chemicals used in plastics that can lead to health problems. The other pressing issue is the blatant abuse of animals suffering from plastic pollution from our single-use disposable products. If you're like most people, you probably go through your day using plastic containers for your lunch, class, or even job. You also drink from a water bottle and then throw it away without even thinking about it, as you usually do. And don't tell me you don't do that, because I know you do. Maybe because I do it myself. Then you should also know about the impact plastics have on our wildlife. The EPA estimates that over 600 species of fish and birds are impacted by plastic pollution. Fish and birds can mistake plastics for food. Plastics makes them feel full, and as a result, they can starve. Birds and marine mammals can also get entangled in plastic pollution, making it difficult and sometimes fatal for them to survive. Think about it this way. If I offer you to eat a piece of plastic, will you eat it? No, right? Unless you want to consume plastic for the novelty of it. That, or you're just a very strange fellow. We must empathize with these poor animals who have no vocal say in their own life. Their habitat and life are in jeopardy due to the actions caused by people who are not aware or do not care about their actions in the environment. Heck, people are out there in the streets holding signs about the end of the world, just as if the world will really end. To be honest, they are right, unless we put a stop to the real threat here, plastics. I am not trying to fearmonger plastic, but it is a big problem, like very big. Every single water body on Earth contains plastic pollution, and if we don't stop using single-use plastic products, we can expect there to be more plastic than fish by weight in our world's oceans by 2050. Welcome to our Youre Trying segment. This time we'll discuss our local river, the Passaic River. Our own little sunshine in these dark and stormy days. The Passaic River is a great example of a developing area that was heavily affected by all kinds of industries. But a section by Newark known as the Ironbound is changing that. This portion of the river is contaminated by not only microplastics, but with contaminants from many factories' runoff chemicals. The area is still contaminated, but it is in the process of being cleaned up and developing better areas, such as the Riverfront Park. It's trying to fix itself, just as you're trying to fix your grades. It's not quite there yet, but as you keep trying, you will eventually reach your goal. Some may say the Passaic River used to be contaminated. Nowadays, it's still contaminated, but with elegance. As you can see, this little oasis in our polluted river is on the right track for a pollution-free zone. And we are wishing the very best to it. You can help by switching to reusable bags, bottles, and utensils instead of using single-use, throwaway plastic products that can end up in the Passaic River. Now, every time you try to use plastic products, we implore you to be more conscious about what it really means to use plastics. Go Newark, go Passaic River!